Hi, this is David Humphreys again, and welcome back to my foundation course for property investors. This is module number 2 of 17, and in this module we're going to look at the role of the investor, look at deciding and settling your strategy, location and property due diligence, very important, and finally what makes buy-to-let work. So let's move on to the role of the investor, and this is the investor's role in the buying process. And what I've got here are the principal players in the buying process, and you sitting in the middle as the investor, and you have to decide what role you play, whether you're the captain of the ship or leader of the team, or whether you become one of the team. You may be a mortgage broker. Are you going to broker your own mortgages? You may be a solicitor. Are you going to deal with the conveyancing of your own properties? You may be an estate agent. You may even be an insurance broker. It's up to you to decide whether you take on one of the outside roles or stay in the middle directing traffic, so to speak. Just to run round them quickly, the property source, it looks like property sourcer. It's meant to be property source, which can be an estate agent. It can be advertising that you have done. It can be a recommendation, and also you can use a sourcing agent. The solicitor will be the conveyancing solicitor in this buying process. Mortgage broker you should already have identified, which we covered in the last video, as well as the lender and the valuer. Letting agent should be identified as well, and obviously you need to have a builder on the team. And finally, the insurance broker, who will deal with the insurance of the property as soon as you've bought it. Now I'm going to change the arrow to a red line, a pen line, so I can show you how these people communicate with each other, and you need to be part of that communication process. And here I am back, and I've changed the arrow to a pen so I can draw lines, as you can see. Now each of these people will be communicating with each other, and you need to be part of the loop all the time. For instance, if the property sourcer, or the property source rather, is an estate agent, when you put a property under offer, the first thing he's going to ask you is, who is your solicitor? So they will be communicating directly with your solicitor. Obviously they should copy you in, but there's a link between the estate agent and the solicitor. Likewise, there will be a link between the solicitor and the mortgage broker arranging the mortgage. And with regard to the money side of it, the solicitor will also be talking directly to the lender. Again, you need to be part of the loop. It's possible also that the solicitor could be in touch with the valuer, but certainly the lender will be in touch with the valuer, and probably the mortgage broker will be in touch with the valuer to check that everything's going okay. And once again, you should be part of the loop. It may be that the letting agent is involved and the valuer needs to gain access to the property. Letting agent holds keys, so that would put the letting agent and the valuer in touch with each other. Or the builder may hold the keys. He may be on site and he's the person that will let the valuer in for valuation purposes. So there's now a link between the valuer and the builder. The letting agent and the builder will certainly be in touch with each other. And the reason for that is that as the builder completes his work, he needs to advise the letting agent that work is completed and they can get on and now start letting the property. The letting agent also may be in touch with the insurer to advise the insurer that the property is let, which can change the terms of the insurance. Before going any further round the wheel, I've missed a link back the beginning. Obviously the mortgage broker is in direct touch with the lender. The builder and the insurance broker will not be in touch with each other unless an insurance claim arises during the process. So there's no necessity to link those two together, and likewise there's no necessity to link the insurance broker to the source of the property, the estate agent, for example. Now, a lot of these will be two-way communications. Now, I'll try and put arrows in. So it's a two-way communication between the solicitor and the estate agent. It's a two-way communication between the solicitor and the mortgage broker, and likewise it's a two-way communication between the solicitor and the lender. In fact, most of these communications are two ways, and you need to be kept in the loop on all these communications because they're all working for you, they're all working in your interests, but they are team members and you are team leader. It's also important that you understand what their roles are and what they have to do. So you should know something about what a solicitor does in conveyancing a property. You should know something about what the mortgage broker does and what regulations they have to abide by. And going across to the builder, you should know something about building regulations, planning consent, and what's involved in the building work that he's having to carry out. So I hope that gives you some idea of your role in the buying process. After you've bought the property and it's fixed up and ready to let, then your involvement is with the letting agent. The builder still stays in the loop, possibly the insurance brokers in the loop. But broadly speaking, until you buy another property, the solicitor, mortgage broker, lender and valuer drop out. The mortgage broker, they come back into play, by the way, if you take a further advance on any increased value. But in the short term, they drop out of the equation, as does the source of the property in the first place. Now, the next topic in this module is decide and settle your strategy. So I'm going to close down this video now and open up with a new video on decide and settle your strategy. So look forward to seeing you on the next video in this module, and thank you for listening.